Welcome to some more messed up mod fun with Q. How about we go to the beach? Beach. Vinewood sign. Home. Airport. So as you can tell, I've hooked in commands for this thing to be able to respond to voice commands. And I can go to the beach. It's the first time I've heard that. Beach. So what I've done is I've just chained this into basic commands and everything as the player's playing. And it responds to voice commands, and I'm hardwiring this in via Dev Studio, something called Scipt Hook Net. And I've got some basic commands it responds to, for instance, home, beach. The reason I'm having them teleport just about 1 meter above the ground is because a collision model takes a while for it to load. So it's not instantaneous because of my computer speed and everything. So go to the beach. Now cheer. Sit. No hands, mind you. Stand. Commands are a little touchy right now. Cheer. Sit. Stand. Kneel. Stand. Jump. 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 Jump home. That's kind of cool. I had a mission there. Anyways, so to show you what I'm doing behind the scenes on this, I'm going to pause it real quick and jump over and do the whole Dev Studio thing. So let's turn off the video source for that and give it a second while I pop this up and actually make sure I'm grabbing the right Dev Studio version. There we go. Okay. So I've got some voice commands, and I'm leveraging Windows 10 actually has speech recognition built into it, and this is actually kind of cool. So I've done a link to it, reference the speech engine right there, and I've created a set of commands that I currently support, and here's the ones that I've implemented so far. So the no-op command, which is nothing, zeros, sit, stand, kneel, jump, cheer. So I've got emotes, and I'm going to call these actions. So, actions, emotes, and locations. So I can say home, Vinewood sign, beach, and airport. And what I do is if you take a look here, go through and show the implementation. All I do is I just add an event to listen to speech being recognized. I add in the command list, and the command list is very simple. It's jump, sit, stand, kneel, cheer, home, Vinewood sign, beach, and airport. And at that point, I load it as a word list into the grammar builder, and I actually load it directly into the speech engine. And I set it to listen to the default audio device. And yeah, at that point, I just I'd got some stuff that I was doing before. Now, if you look at the event processing, it actually goes here to the engine speech recognized, and at this point it'll recognize that command, and I'll change and I'll just say, okay, we got a sit command, a stand command, and because I'm actually working in my multi-threaded environment, I can't do the GTA calls directly here, so I have to wait for the tick to actually come through. And with that, the tick will come through, and on tick, at that point, is where I implement the actual command action itself. So the jump, if you didn't notice that, wasn't instantaneous. The cheer wasn't instantaneous. I could certainly get it to be instantaneous, if I ended up having some kind of, I'll probably be able to figure that out later and everything, but the call here. So I'm making a call to jump, I'm making a call to sit. So I've got a task sequence that I build. This right here, the jump, I just actually execute the jump directly through a function call. The task sequences and everything, that's actually, these are something that you play animations that you do. And as far as the teleportation is concerned for the locations, each one of these is actually just executing. It sets a vector location, the X, Y, Z axis, and at that point, I was doing a get ground Z for 3D coordinates. It didn't seem to make a shade of difference, even if I set the player firmly on the ground. I just came to figure out that it was a collision model. It's taken a couple seconds, or not even that, just a fraction of a second for it to load, but that latency is enough to actually cause my character to go right through the ground. So what I ended up doing was just taking the ground-based coordinate, which was 71.5. I ended up increasing it by 1, which is equivalent to 1 meter, and makes it so where, yeah, he teleports to just above ground level. But at that point, that's enough time to make sure that the ground has actually been loaded and everything. So we have 4 different locations here so far that I've implemented: home, vine, woodsign, beach, and airport. And each I physically went to get the location and grab that location directly. This is legacy. I don't need this in there. So I'll remove the offset. I was doing some unsafe code here, if you can't tell. Ground Z for 3D coordinates and making sure that I was going through and actually adjusting the vector accordingly and then setting the player position accordingly, and it was still following through. And it's just like, what the hell's going on? Well, if I set the vector at that point just 1 meter above it, and it works a lot better. And yeah, that's about it. I end up going through, and this is actually successfully responding to voice commands. Now, this only works in Windows 10. It's a little bit glitchy right now, particularly the animation transitions, and I suspect that if you're on a slower machine, you're probably going to see the same problem that I was seeing with the falling through the floor and everything. But the fact of the matter is, it's kind of cool actually having this thing respond to voice commands. Now, I saw another mod out there that does a response to commands, but it's more or less doing the same shit that any of the native trainers do. So it's going through and just like spawn all this stuff and everything. But there's nothing that allows you to actually act as an individual. I have a hard time with any mods being able to sit, being able to stand, being able to do the basic things that any individual can do, and that's actually the goal of this mod. I will be posting this on GTA Mods. I think it's gta-mods.com to go through and do this, and just to get feedback and everything. And I don't know, just hopefully see how it goes. But the goal is to actually make it so they have a lot more dynamic capability, for the individual as a character. And I may put some things in that let you. The point isn't to abuse the system. I feel like a lot of the mods out there, the native trainers and that kind of stuff, the solitary goal is to bump up your ammo to infinity, or to change your models and to do all this stuff. No, I want to add some functionality that you don't see in that you don't have easy access to through the keyboards. The teleportation, that's kind of fun. But the emotes and everything, it's just like, if you're moving around and everything and you say jump, well, at that point, your character can jump, or can actually move into a crouch, or, to be able to look at certain things and everything. Look over there. Now, I've got to work on, the complexity of these commands and everything to make it a little bit, so it's a little bit less responsive. But yeah, you can see the end result. I'll go through and recompile this real quick. It gets put over to that directory automatically, so I've got a scripts directory and a log over here. And you can see it just compiled 529. Look at the date time, it just compiled and got put over there. So if I go over here, shut off that, turn that back on, come back over here. Yes, we're back up. And come back here to GTA. That didn't work out well, did it? Pause menu, just do a reload. I played this game through at least half a dozen times. I'm playing through it again. It's the first official copy I've actually had doing it. I'm kind of having fun with the modding for it, but I'm going to strip off the mods and continue so I can get the achievements and everything. But I just wanted to play with the mods for a little bit and mess around with the characters and that kind of stuff. So, give it a second. This will show you how fast my machine. This isn't really the development machine of choice and everything. It's definitely kind of a gaming rig, but it is a laptop. And just wait for it. Wait for it. Come on. Checking OBS, making sure. There we go. Stop! Stop! Why is he doing this? Okay. Beach. Beach. There you go. Jump. So here you're running. All of a sudden he goes into transition. I gotta figure that out. Stand. Jump. 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 You see the potential this can have for, as long as I get that working out. Cheer. 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 Vinewood sign. Home. Anyways, that's it for now. I got some kinks to work out, clearly. Thank you for watching and listening as usual.